Hello everyone, welcome back, and thank you for joining us on the Live Unreal with Glover U podcast, where every week Jeff Glover will dive deep into the questions that you are asking. He understands the challenges you are facing on a day-to-day basis because he still works every day on the front lines of real estate, with him and his team closing over 1,000 homes per year. Today, Jeff will continue our 4-part series on how to kill it with open houses this summer. On today's episode, we are on part 3, how to close for the next appointment at the open house. Learn from Jeff what questions you should ask to build rapport with each guest to close for the next appointment. Now, let's hear from Jeff Glover.
Always stay on the same level, but do not follow them into bedrooms. Always stay on the same level, but do not follow them into bedrooms. Most purchase decisions are made in the master bedroom or the master bathroom, and I do not want to interfere with their conversation during that time. So I will go up the stairs and I'll be in the hallway, or I might even be outside the door of the master bedroom, or in the middle of the hallway or something, but I'm not following them into rooms, all right? You don't want to be too pushy with them. Ask questions and build rapport as they're moving about the house, not when they're walking into rooms. All right, so if you're wondering, well, when do I talk to them? When they're moving from the upstairs to the downstairs, or when they're going from the backyard deck to back into the house. That's where you engage in conversations, during the strolls in between rooms. Next, I wrote down point number 7. Well, what questions do I ask? I've got 4 or 5 questions to give you that are the best questions that you can ask in an open house in 2019. So if you don't mind me asking, I know you guys mentioned when you were walking in that you were doing the open house thing today. What have you been experiencing so far in shopping for a house? Question number 1. What have you been experiencing so far while shopping for a house? That question will tell you a lot about the situation. Well, we put in 3 offers. None of them got accepted. We're getting pretty fed up with the process. Okay, they're probably about to fire their agent, and they're serious. Well, we've been looking now for 2.5 years, and we really are just getting out and about. We got nothing else to do on a Sunday, so we really haven't experienced anything other than open houses. Okay, they're just kicking tires. Maybe if I have a good enough conversation, it makes sense to put them in the database. So what have you been experiencing so far while shopping for a home is one of the best things that you can get out of them to determine their motivation. And you can go a lot of different places with it, right? You can start talking about multiple offer experiences, or you can start talking about how, a lot of potential sellers like to come in and check out open houses when they're thinking of selling. Is that the case with you, type of thing? Well, yeah, that's kind of why we're stopping in. We're actually in the process of getting the house ready for sale. Oh, perfect. You know what? This open house will be wrapped up in about 45 minutes. I'll grab my signs and I can swing by and take a look at your property if you don't mind. What do you think? Well, yeah, it's right around the corner, right? So I'm going right for the close when I can. Basic question, how long have you been looking? I can gauge a lot from that. How long have you been looking? Which home do you know in the neighborhood next? Now this is if you've already achieved a pretty good level of rapport. To better understand your buying power, how much do you plan on putting down on your purchase? To better understand your buying power, how much do you plan on putting down on your purchase? If I have enough rapport where I know they're buying, I know when they're going to be buying, and we've already talked about multiple offer situations, I'm going to ask the question, to better understand your buying power, how much do you plan on putting down? So that way they can follow it up with, well, we don't know. We have to see how much we can get for our house first. Because that's a lot of times the response. Because they're not usually going to say, well, we just sold our home and we're getting a check for $32,000 at closing. That just doesn't happen. We don't know. We haven't sold our house yet. We don't know what we're going to get. Oh, where's your home located? Oh, it's right, 2 blocks away. Oh, perfect. You're looking to downsize them, huh? If assuming I know what neighborhood they're coming from. Have you had anyone else to take a look at it yet? Oh, yeah, we have. Well, I tell you what, I'm not doing anything after the open house. I can swing by and take a look at it for you. Always closing for the appointment after the open house. Those are some of the best questions that you can ask during an open house. Point number 8. Remember, in most cases, Working with an agent is a smokescreen 90% of the time. Working with an agent is a smokescreen. A smokescreen, something they're telling you to get you to back off. They're talking about it on their way up to the house. Hey, honey, listen, just tell the agent we already have an agent. They'll leave us alone. Right? Like that's their script. They're scripting it. They're doing script practice like we do. They're doing their own version before they get to the door. And they get to the door. Yeah, we just want to take a look through, but we already have an agent. Okay, hey, no problem. I assume you already have an agent. Most people already do. So you have a contract with an agent? Oh, no. We just have an agent that we're working with. All right, perfect. Well, hey, thanks for coming. And again, I asked them, because legally we're supposed to ask, do you have a contract with an agent? Oh, no, we don't. By the way, most of them say they don't. Because they almost always, they don't want to admit that, even if they did, they're like embarrassed, like, oh crap, we did sign a contract with an agent. Whatever. So if they say no to that, I just assume that they are a buyer that's up for discussion at some point in time. Because I go back to the stat, 7 agents before they choose an agent. Well, I'm number 7. You must be on number 6. So let's go. Come on in. That's my mentality. Number 9. Know the neighborhood. Goes back to that cheat sheet I mentioned. Know the elementary schools, where the parks are. And remember, sellers are shopping agents too. Meaning that a potential neighbor comes in and they want to see how well you know their neighborhood. They're shopping for a listing agent. They want to see how knowledgeable you are. So it goes back to having that cheat sheet handy. Point number 10. When you can tell they're getting ready to leave, start closing for a buyer consultation. And here's the best way to do it. When you can tell they're getting ready to leave, that's when you start closing for the buyer consultation or the CMA, depending on what discussions you've had up to this point. Okay, so how can you tell that they're getting ready to leave? Well, first things first, I want to guide them through parts of the house, not follow them, guide them in the direction, and then kind of back away. And I want to try to put a path together. I know this sounds silly, but this is, if you guys know me by now, it's like sales always, right? I'm always teaching all the sales all the time. That's my passion. So when I'm doing an open house, guess what I do when I get there? I'm planning a route that I'm going to take these clients. Because, by the way, especially depending on the size of the house, you want to be efficient with your time. And I'm planning a route to where we finish in or near the kitchen. So in other words, I'm not going to immediately take them from the front door to the backyard and then back through the kitchen and then upstairs and then back downstairs and then they're in the family room or the living room by the front door and then they're gone. I'm planning it to the kitchen. To the kitchen is one of the last things. It's the first place we go and it's the last place we pass. Because that is an opportunity. It's just, call it human nature, call it tradition, call it whatever. That's the most comfortable place to have a conversation with a client in the house. Everywhere else is just weird. All right, you're in a hallway. You're like right here with the person. By the front door. They have their hand on the door, and you're asking them questions. That's not going to work out very well, right? Try to pass them through the kitchen. Well, how do I do that? Well, you're going to have to look at the house and try to plan a route. So depending on the house, sometimes we'll go kitchen, and then we'll say, you know what? Let's go upstairs first. I'll just give you an example. Let's go upstairs first. I'll show let's take a look upstairs. Again, they go upstairs. You stay in the hallway. They go into the bedrooms. We come back down. How about the backyard, guys? You want to see the backyard? We go to the backyard. Well, I know that the basement door or the entrance to the basement is right around the corner from the kitchen. And they're going to have to come back up the stairs and walk through the kitchen to walk back out the front door. So I'm going to save, in this particular house example, I'm going to save the basement for last. Because I know that we're going to end up back in the kitchen. So you have to kind of map out a route to where we're going to end up somewhere at or near the kitchen. All right, so these are 3 or 4 questions, closing questions, that I'm asking with a yellow pad in hand. And I'm asking them, and an important point here is, I'm assuming that I am their agent. I'm assuming that they're going to hire me at a point in time. Unless they told me they have a contract with another agent, then legally, not legally, ethically, I can't do that. So, assuming I know they don't have a contract with another agent, I'm asking them these questions. So, if you guys don't mind sharing with me, what does this home have or what doesn't it have that you absolutely have to have in your next home? As much as possible, I'm asking open-ended questions. I don't want to ask closed-ended questions because I don't want them to give me yes or no answers. I want answers that lead. This is a key in sales. You always want to ask questions where they're forced to give answers that lead to additional conversation. All right? Yes or no is like, cuts you off, right? So what does this home have or not have, or what is a must-have that you're looking for in a house today? Well, Jeff, one of the things that we absolutely have to have, and we've decided now that we've looked at a few of these, is we don't have the 50 grand or 75 grand to finish a basement. So we definitely have decided moving forward, we're ruling out unfinished basements. And I'm writing down, I'm assuming that I'm their agent. Okay, no unfinished basements. Perfect. And are you open to what other cities, not are you, because that's yes or no, what other cities or price ranges are you open to other than this particular neighborhood? What other cities and or price ranges are you open to other than this particular neighborhood? Well, to be truthful with you, Jeff, this one's way out of our price range. We were just going to Kroger and we figured we'd stop by and, this is probably about $100,000 out of our price range. Yeah, I know $350 is a lot for a house like this, and certainly, good news is there's a lot to choose from around the $250 price point, so I'll make a note of that. So you're kind of comfortable around $150 to $250 then, would you say? Yeah, we really would like to be around that $200,000. Great. How about bedrooms and bathrooms? Do you have a requirement on how many bedrooms and how many bathrooms you have to have, or what is the amount of bedrooms and bathrooms that you prefer to have? Definitely have to add 3. Right, so this is just a conversation. We haven't talked about whether I'm going to be their agent or not, what happens after this step. They're just going along. And I'll tell you, in most cases, they're going to continue to go along with you, or they may stop you and say, well, we already have an agent, so I don't think we need to go through this. Oh, okay. Well, I know you said you didn't have a contract with an agent, so I appreciate you sharing that with me. Let me ask you this question. And this is my favorite question to ask of buyers in open houses. Let me ask you this question. Would it make life easier on you? Would it make life easier on you if you not only were set up on a search of what's going on in the neighborhoods, because I know everyone does that. Would it make life easier on you if you were not only set up on a search of what's going on in all the neighborhoods, but also you received a call every single time a home hit the market that fit what you're looking for, and sometimes even before they come on the market? Would that put you in a better position? I get you're probably set up on a search. Every buyer is today. So I'm kind of downplaying that. I get that you're set up on search. Almost all buyers are set up on searches today. And I was wondering, would it make life easier on you if you received a call or a text or some type of notification from me every single time a home hits the market that fits exactly what you're looking for? And you're not just being sent a list of properties many times before they even hit the market. Would that make life easier on you? Well, yeah, I suppose it can't hurt. And oh, by the way, I actually pull out the stat. The National Association of Realtors tells us that most buyers work with 6 or 7 agents before they finally select one. So I can appreciate your loyalty to your agent, and I would want you to continue working for them. And I would just like to show you what I might be able to do differently. Yeah, we could take you up on that. Perfect. Your email address is, watch this. And your phone number is, a lot of times the information they put on the registration does not match what they give you after I built rapport. So I'm not even bringing up the fact, I got your email. No worry, I'll follow up with you, dude. I'll follow. Yeah, I got all that stuff. I'm pretending almost that they didn't sign in. So when I go for a close for the next step, basically, I'm re-asking them for their information, because many times the information that they wrote down does not match what they share with you after spending 15 minutes with you and you building some rapport. Use the would it make life easier on you script. It works.
Thank you for taking your time to join Jeff today on the Live Unreal with Glover U podcast. To get started on killing it with open houses, take the real estate self-assessment. After you complete the assessment, A member of Glover U will get on a call with you to create an action plan to improve your score. Go to www.gloveru.com/self. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. Search for Live Unreal with Glover U on iTunes, Podbean, or Spotify and subscribe today. Until next time, remember, always go for the close when you can.